Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to have a look at my channel, first of all. And I'm just coming to you today to do a little video. Um, just want to share some things about me and share with you my projects that I've done in the past, but rather than just in a still picture, go through them a little bit more with you. I hope you don't mind that. So a little bit about me. I'm 49 years old. I'm a wife, mother, and grandmother. Grandmother to four, mother to four, and it's wonderful, I have to say. They're the loves of my life. I have two dogs, so if you do hear them barking in the background, I apologize. They are outside, and when they're outside, or in the house for that matter, they're kind of on guard. I have a cat, and there she is. She likes to hang out with me in my craft room. I don't mind. I love her. Her name's Juju, and the dogs are Bella and Nikita. So, a little bit about me. I just started crafting this past winter. I became unable to work and found myself really struggling and having a hard time with it. Well, in a lot of ways, that's a story for another day. So I discovered Pinterest, and I was like, wow, look at all the beautiful stuff. And I have always thought of myself as being the least creative person I know. And I found these videos on YouTube. It was Fiona Jennings, May Larson, Creating with Details, and Michelle Pipeling, Angela Holt, all wonderful. And I've been learning a lot. So I just started, thought I'd try. And at first, I'm kind of like going around my house trying to think of what I can use to create with and what little bits of things I can incorporate, what I can use. And so, anyways, I tried it and I really, really found it to be like therapy for me. It helped me immensely and it's still helping me deal with many, many issues. So I am truly grateful for that. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so I kept trying and trying, and I joined Michelle's group, May's group, and watched in the background and just kind of followed along with everyone and quietly watching. And then I one day thought, well, I'm going to try, and I'll post pictures and just see what happens, see if people like it. Well, thankfully, everyone was very kind and is so kind and seemed to like my work, so I kept trying and kept going and kept going. And So here we are today. So that's kind of it for now about me. And now I'll just take you through some of my my projects that I have posted pictures for in the past, but I thought, well, I'll go through in a little bit more detail with you. Start with this one here. This one being one of my favorites. Ooh. Sorry, trying to set up things on my desk here. So this one, stay up there. This one, I took a canvas and I covered it in some cheesecloth and this other type of, it's a fabric that I found at a store called Princess Auto, and it's actually for polishing vehicles, but it's a nice fabric. You get a lot for like $3. So I have used that in a few projects. I was fortunate enough to receive some beautiful trim and pearls and flowers and beautiful bling from May, and from creatingwithdetailstore.com. And so I took a picture frame and I mounted it onto the canvas, and from there I added all the laces around to frame it out. And on the photo itself, I did add a little bit of bling embellishment here for her head, around her head, like a headband. And I did add the feathers to accent her wings and just make the picture kind of come alive a little bit more. Added cross, some flowers, the beautiful pearls from May, and yeah, that one, that's how that one turned out. So I'm just going to set this aside over here. This one here, I had this, actually my daughter was going through her things. She's preparing to move out, and she was going through some of her things, and we came across this cherub that I gave her when she was a young girl, and she said, "Oh, Mom, you can just take this and use it." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll try to fix it up." So I kind of painted her, altered her a little bit, and just used some paint to kind of dry brush and give her a little bit more of an aged look. I did paint these flowers with some paint, and I altered the urn, the little pot that she's sitting in. Just added a bunch of different colors of paint to make it look aged as well. And I made a little kind of halo crown out of some fabric, just twisted it. Added a couple little flowers. This came from a hair comb. And this chain, I had a bunch of costume jewelry gifted to me. So I thought, well, I'll use that up, and I put it on there, and I thought, oh, she looked kind of cute with that hanging on her. So there she is. Just going to set her aside. And there's my little pumpkin. I just took some, it's kind of a thicker, it's kind of almost like a canvas type fabric. I just stuffed it and then kind of gathered it up, and I used what was gathered up. I did trim it down, and I wrapped it in the twine to resemble the stem, and I took some wire and curled it around a pen and painted it just to make it look like those the little pieces that are the vines that are on the pumpkins. And I added a doily and the beautiful trims from May at Creating with Detail store. And this beautiful flower, added a little eyelash trim and pearls just to dangle. And I thought it looked really cute for something different for fall. So I'm going to move this one. Oh, we'll put her up there for now. Okay, this one here is actually it's a book box. So you can store trinkets in there, or keepsakes, or what have you. This one, I had gotten these fairies years ago. I do collect angels, and I just love them and love to have those types of things around me. And I had gotten these little, they're actually for pots to put on your plant pots. They hang on there, but I decided to take them and alter them a bit and incorporate them into my projects. So I just put doily and some cheesecloth and again pieces of doily flower and my own flowers, and I did paint them. Added some color in them, and then I had this little resin frame that I got I think it was at Michael's, and they happened to be like in the sale bin for $1 at that time. And I just set that in the middle there, and then I put her on there so that she appeared to be kind of just sitting up there on top, leaning on it. So that's that one. Oh, and I did do the spine of the book with, it's a tan kind of Battenberg lace. There's this one. I'm probably going to have to do this in parts because my camera won't allow me to do a long video yet because I am using this from my phone. So bear with me. This one I took another canvas and I did alter the canvas. I was starting in one direction and veered off into another, which typically happens. I mounted a frame on it, added some fabric on the frame. Of course, I love these photos. They are, I found them on Pinterest. And I just love them. They're beautiful. Juju, Juju. Oh, sorry. Cat in the way. Come on. I know. And I embellished the frame. I put some little trim on here. I added some cutouts from doily that happen to have these really cute flowers in them. It's old. And I added a key. Frame this out. This is for a shoe. It's a shoe clip. And I just cut the back off and then added this little love thing in there and painted it. And then I embellished it with this little piece at the top. And yeah, so I thought it turned out really good. Okay, give me a second here. And then this canvas I did just recently. I just did take it's a deep canvas, and I did find it at the dollar store. Most of the flowers I found at the dollar store. I painted the canvas with gesso, and I added cheesecloth, and I kind of bunched it up in different areas to give it more texture. I added some bits of fabric just for more texture on the sides. Sorry guys, hang on. I gotta get my cat to go sit in the window. Go on. I know, go. Okay. So then I added these little pieces of trim here. Some fabric trims that I had. And there's kind of a wing behind here in the background, just to give it that nice effect. And it says here, blessings drop their blossoms around you. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to cover this with all kinds of flowers and see how it turns out.